Hello everyone, welcome to Learn with Pranab. In this video, we'll discuss about general composition of blood. If a tube of blood is left standing or spun briefly in a centrifuge, the component will separate into layers based on their density. The bottom red colored layer is made up of red blood cells or erythrocytes. Red blood cells normally occupy about 45% of the total blood volume. In male it's more and in female it's less. Above the RBCs is the buffy coat. This narrow white band is composed of white blood cells and cell fragments called platelets, also known as thrombocytes. Together, the RBCs, WBCs and platelets are referred to as the blood's formed element. On top of the formed element is the blood plasma. This straw-colored fluid makes up approximately 55% of the total volume, in which water is 90 to 92%, protein is 7 to 9% and other solids are 1 to 2%. There are different types of cells found in the blood, known as formed elements of the blood. The formed elements are cells or cell remnants and cell fragments in the blood. Red blood cells or erythrocytes make up more than 95% of the formed elements. One important feature of red blood cell is that they lack nucleus. Because they lack a nucleus and organelles, most RBCs in the bloodstream are not fully functional cells. Instead, they serve as temporary hemoglobin-filled containers that transport oxygen throughout the body. Also included in the formed elements are 5 types of white blood cells. They are also known as leukocytes. They are part of the immune system and that helps protect the body from foreign invaders. 5 types of WBCs are there, out of which 3 are granulocytes because their cytoplasm contains granules. 1 neutrophils, you can see the animation of neutrophil. The next is eosinophil. And then basophil. The remaining 2 types of WBCs do not have cytoplasmic granules and are classified as agranulocytes. First is lymphocyte and the second one is monocyte. Now we will discuss the structure of red blood cells or erythrocytes. 20 to 30 trillion red blood cells circulate in the bloodstream of an average adult. The ring-shaped fat-filled cells in the illustrations are called adipocytes. You can see these are adipocytes and these are the capillaries through which RBCs are traveling. RBCs are small disc-shaped cells that measure 7 to 8 micrometer. Micrometer means 10 to the power minus 6. The diameter of RBC is 7 to 8 micrometer. As they mature, RBCs extrude their nucleus and fill their cytoplasm with hemoglobin, which bind and transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. Mature RBCs are also biconcave in shape, which means they are indented in the middle and raised along the margins. You can see the margin and you can see in the middle their shape is concave. That's why we call them biconcave. Two sides are concave. The thinnest area of an RBC normally measures about 1 micrometer and the thickest area measures 2 to 3 micrometer. Note the color of the RBC. In middle they are pale and in the margins they are dark. Due to their shape, RBCs appear pale in the middle and darker along the edges. The biconcave shape provides RBCs with more surface area than other spherical cells of the same diameter. The additional surface area increases the rate of gas exchange with the tissue and lungs. The biconcave shape also makes RBCs more flexible, which helps them through the narrow openings of the capillaries more easily. Now we'll discuss about the transport of oxygen in the blood. Even though plasma makes up most of the blood volume, it transports a small number of oxygen molecules, that is 2 to 3%. The carrying capacity of plasma is limited by the poor solubility of oxygen in water. Around 98% of oxygen is transported by hemoglobin molecules in red blood cells. Each red blood cells normally contains approximately 200 to 300 million molecules of hemoglobin. Here is an animation of hemoglobin molecule inside a erythrocyte or red blood cell. There are 4 subunits of hemoglobin molecules. Each subunit is made up of a large folded polypeptide called globin and a small heme group. You can see the heme group and the globin. The yellow colored part is the heme and the brick red colored part is the globin. An iron atom in each heme group can reversely bond with an oxygen. Therefore, hemoglobin molecules can associate with 4 oxygen molecules. RBCs are considered to be 100% saturated when all their heme groups are bound to oxygen. In this animation, RBC is saturated as all the 4 oxygen atoms are bound with the heme group. As RBCs circulate in the bloodstream, hemoglobin molecule bind and release oxygen. The interaction between oxygen and hemoglobin molecule is greatly affected by the partial pressure of oxygen in the surrounding fluids. Observe the RBC in the animation. When it's losing the oxygen, its color changes. When it's gaining the oxygen, its color changes. Observe the animation of RBC here. When it is gaining oxygen, its color changes to red. When oxygen molecule dissociate from the hemoglobin, the RBC's color changes from red to purple.